Hello and welcome to the Justice for Gamers video game podcast. Episode 10, aka Episode X. In this episode, JFG Ash is still waiting for games. JFG Alex gets to play Project Cars in game. Nobody knows what Konami are playing at. And finally, standalone DLC is awesome. So, sit back, relax, enjoy the show, and if not, I'll give up.
Hello and welcome to the Justice for Gamers podcast. This is episode 10. And I am Alex, and I'm joined, as always, by child genius, retired astronaut, renowned philanthropist, and lover of the colour beige. Ash is here. Hello, Ash.
Hey, buddy. How's it going?
Not too bad, buddy. How are you? What have you been up to?
Fixing my phone, innit? Stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Was it broken?
Yeah. I had an error from Google saying I couldn't update because some reason why. And so I just decided to format it and install the latest version of Android, which is a lot better. It's very nice.
Sweet, buddy.
Yeah, it took me about 5 hours to get it working, but I got
Jesus.
I got there, you know. I had some issues, you know. I think I formatted it about 6 times. I had some issues installing the G apps or Google apps. For some reason, it wouldn't. I installed all of them apart from the store, and I was like, yeah, kind of need that to, you know.
You're gonna want that store.
I'm gonna want that to get all my stuff back. But I got it in the end. I think it was just gone midnight, and yeah, I'm really impressed with like the new Lollipop. Actually, is very slick and smooth, and runs very well on my Nexus 4. I must say. Which is
I've got
quite old.
I've got an upgrade at the end of the month, so it's decision time for me too.
Yeah, I definitely recommend it, buddy.
I was knobbing about at Blue Water yesterday and bumped into a Sony rep in the 3 store there. And he was showing me all their new phones that aren't out yet, because he just carries them around to show off, because he's kind of a big deal.
Big dick player.
Yeah, he suggested to me that he also has many leather-bound books.
And his apartment smells of rich mahogany.
I believe so.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was cool, actually, because I was looking at a phone and he said the new version of that phone is coming out 2 weeks after your contract is up. So you might want to...
just hold
you
off.
might want to think about that. Yeah.
Nice.
Exactly.
Have you seen how much phone contracts are these days?
I couldn't help but notice there were a lot of like $48.99 ones and stuff.
I know, right? What is that all about? I had a look like a couple of weeks ago, you know, like you do, perusing the shops while wives and women look at clothes, and I'm like, well, I might as well go in a phone shop because that's like technology and stuff. I go in there.
Like it.
Well, yeah. And yeah, there's like the Samsung Edge or whatever it is, the one with the curved edges, which is...
I saw that one.
Pretty fucking... I don't know. I like it, but it's pointless. But yeah, that was like £50 a month. I was like, you can fucking... Yeah. No thanks, mate. Do one.
I think it's because we're from the generation where the phone was not like a necessity at all. And we were used to not having it and not carrying it about and stuff. But I think, you know, people younger than us, it's like as crucial as like a laptop or anything else. So why wouldn't you pay like a substantial amount on it? I don't know. I would never do that. My contract's never been more than 20 quid.
Yeah.
And never will be, you know.
I'm happy with, 20, 25 pounds. At the moment, I'm on SIM-only contract because I bought my Nexus outright when they came out like 2 years ago.
Ooh,
oh, yeah.
Shrewd.
But they were like 200 quid for like this ridiculously good smartphone back then, and it's still really good now. Like, so that was a bargain in my eyes, instead of paying like, what, if you work it out, what, a 24-month contract at £50 a month. Quick math, it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, that. Yeah, I think you're spot on with that particular figure that you've come up with.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
But yeah, I'd rather pay like £10 a month for a SIM-only contract and buy that phone outright. I think it was a better deal in the long run.
Yes.
But anyway, phones can fucking do one. Games.
It's game o'clock. And this is, of course, episode 10, Ash, which is the 10th anniversary special.
The 10th
special for being the
anniversary.
10th.
Yeah. Double figures. The big 10. We're nearly into the teens.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we're getting old.
Yeah, we are. We're going to be old and decrepit before you know it.
Indeed. So, what is new?
What is new is that I've been busy with loads of gigs and stuff, so I haven't been on the site very much doing stuff, but this week we've had the PS Plus games all come out, among other things, so there should be, by the time you're listening to this, a load of new content all about that. Lots of little articles about the PS Plus games, whether they're worth your time and stuff. Some new videos, our Outlast videos up as well, which you've been working on for some time. And,
well, you say sometime. I kind of did a bit and then forgot about it because there was other stuff we were doing. And then because I was ill, we didn't really record anything last week. So I was like, no, I'll go back to the Outlast video and, see what I can do with it.
It's come out nice, man. I really like it.
Yeah, I still don't know about it. I like the way we've approached it, but I think it could... Well, it's not as funny as we intended, I think, but... Still, it's got moments.
I think it's one of those things, though, where if you try and be really funny, then you're probably just going to end up being really annoying. Yeah. So, not you specifically.
I mean, my highlight was the surprise moment. I mean, I really enjoyed that.
Yes, go and watch that.
Yeah.
Go and watch it. It's, we'll probably do some more of it. We'll see what sort of feedback we get. But it was quite nice to play it. I've wanted to play that game for ages, but I haven't got the balls, and neither did you. But as a team, we're fine.
Yeah, we'll do it. I think we'll carry it on.
Through it. Quite enjoyed actually playing that. It was a little while ago now, but it was good fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's up, and PS Plus stuff's up. PS Plus is going to dominate the what we've been playing section. Oh, we've got a few little bits and bobs in there as well, though.
Not from me.
Not from you. So yeah, that's what's new on the site, and I suppose we should probably move on to what we've been playing.
Du brauchtest mich nicht zu fragen, jeder Wunsch, der mir befehlt, wird mit dir reisen.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, go on then. So I haven't been playing Wolfenstein, because that only just arrived today. I've been waiting for that, and I thought I was going to get it before the weekend, before the bank holiday weekend.
Took its time, didn't it?
Yeah, it definitely did take its time, and I think
Where'd you get that from? Name and shame.
I think it was graniergames.com. $12.99, absolute bargain. Well, I don't know. I haven't played it yet, but $12.99 for a full-blown game. I'm happy with that. Also came with a cheeky Doom beta code. Not sure if it's been used or not yet, but still nice to have it in there. So I'm looking forward to playing that. I mean, I've been hankering for a new game, and I finally got one. So I'm going to play that very soon. Well, over the next week, I think. Over the weekend.
I've heard lots of good stuff about that. It's not the sort of thing that's going to absolutely blow you away, but apparently really fun. Really fun shooty bang bang. So that's cool.
And that's why it drew me to it. One, the price. I mean, it was I was either looking at that or Watchdogs, like I said. And I think I made the right choice.
We shall see.
Also, talking about buying games, I am considering buying Far Cry 4 because it's on sale on the PlayStation
that
Store.
Deal of the week, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a deal of the week, isn't it? $29.99 or $39.99 with the gold season, fucking whatever it is, pass. All the normal crap that comes with it.
I think that's exactly what it's called, actually.
Yeah, I believe so. But the only thing that's putting me off is the fact that I think it's all the story missions aren't co-op on it, so it locks you out of that. But I've watched quite a few like video reviews of it, and like everyone seems to be saying like that the co-op is like one of the best co-op experiences, but I don't know, I don't really see it. I think I'm just like craving games, like big blockbuster games at the moment, and just nothing's filling it, which brings me on to what I have been playing, and that's GTA 5, the biggest blockbuster game ever. And surprise, surprise. I played it because obviously you were out and about doing whatever, and you were talking about doing the single player last week, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to do that as well. So I think I'm only about 8 missions away from completing the single player now. Racked up about
bloody hell
30 hours, not just in that week, but probably about like 15 hours last week. And yeah, man, GTA, it's awesome. And that's about it, really.
It's so hard to put it down, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
You can't just... You sit in there for about a half hour and then two more hours pass. Like,
Definitely.
It's the worst game if you are like, oh, I'm just going to play this for a bit before I go to bed.
Yeah.
Like...
Well, like, on the weekend, like, I put my daughter down for a nap. She normally has about 2 hours. And I was like, right, I'll play GTA for 45 minutes and then I'll do like an hour's worth of ironing or, you know, classic man chores. And yeah, I got to 45 minutes and I was just like, no, I'll just do another 15 minutes. And then that went by and then I was like, oh, it's 5 more minutes. I did actually stop after about an hour and a half. So yeah, my length of time actually doubled than what I planned for. But yeah, GTA, I had a quick go on Ether 1 as well, but you can talk mainly about that and I'll chip in with my thoughts of I think I played it for about 45 minutes or so far, so yeah.
Yeah, cool, man. I mean, I think I only played... I think I played for like hour and 40, something like that. But yeah, I can talk about that. That's cool. Anything else your end?
No, not really. Clash of Clans again, standard, mate. But
Textbook.
No one cares about that because I don't even care about that. Bad, isn't it? I bought a case for my Vita because it's nearly holiday time, so I need to get all my games installed on there, ready to take away.
That's going to be lovely, mate. Sitting around the pool and that.
Yeah.
Playing Guacamelee.
Yeah, playing Guacamelee, you know. Even though I've nearly finished it. I haven't loaded up the PS4 version yet. I don't know if it's got like cross-save. I think it has. So, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I played it for about 10 minutes today. I didn't see that, but I think you're right. I think it does.
I think what I'm going to do is load it up on the PS4 and then remote play it on the Vita.
Right.
I think that's probably the best shout to play that game.
Would you think that would look better?
I don't know. I'll give it a go. I'll let you know. I was just joking, but I will actually try that now. See if it works.
It would be interesting to know if it does look better.
That would be funny.
Theoretically, it should.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I don't know how, because the art style is incredibly basic on that game. But yeah, you never know. It might be a bit more rounded and shadowy, or I don't know.
Sounds like an experiment.
No, indeed. I'm ready for it. So that's pretty much my week in games. It insisted of waiting mainly, but yeah. What about you, buddy? What have you been up to?
Okay, well, I've had a burn at all of the PS Plus games. But the first thing I want to talk about is Project Cars.
That's not PS Plus.
I was up at the shopping centre yesterday, as I said before, and I went into game, and I didn't even spot it at first. I was just mooching about up there, having a look about, and then I saw on the screen Project Cars demo, and I was like, oh, Project Cars demo. And I'd been over at the missus for a couple of days, so I thought, oh, maybe they've put a demo up on the store, but it was just like a weird custom UI that Game had, and actually the disc was in the console. I heard it fire up.
Nice.
as I hit go, and it was the whole game. So
What?
It was completely dead.
They
up
just
there.
had the whole game out.
Yeah, they had the whole game because it's game, innit? They probably got the copies in like a week or two ago, I'd imagine, and so it wasn't a demo at all. It was the full retail copy ready for release this week or last week if you're listening on Sunday, which you couldn't be listening before. We wouldn't have published it.
It's
then.
not up, yeah.
So yeah, I, as you know, Ash, but the listeners might not. For my birthday, I got a track day experience at Brands Hatch. And in the middle of June, I'm going to be going to Brands Hatch and I'm going to be driving an aerial Atom around Brands Hatch, which I am massively fucking excited about, as you would be. And you can do that on Project Cars, so I thought that seems like a good place to start. So I did that. I picked the Atom, the supercharged one. I picked Brands Hatch Indy Circuit, the short one, not the F1 circuit. Yeah. I loaded it up. I was like, right, I've been waiting for this for ages. I hope this is going to be really cool. And set up on the grid, and I was like, shit me, the graphics look really nice. I'd heard some rumours that they were a bit bland. Looks really, really tasty. And nice and all lovely detail and that. I was like, sweet, let's do this. And then the red lights come on and it's like 3, 2, 1 and go. And I pull away and the car slides to the left and spins around and I crash into the barrier and then someone hits me and then that's it. I'm disqualified.
Nah, no way.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
The race was over before I had the chance to steer.
No, that's cool.
So this is
try
really
again?
hard. Yes, I did. I did try again. The same result. And on the third time, I actually successfully got my car off of the line.
Did you try using the handbrake?
This game... Now... I've done a little bit of looking into it, and it turns out that the Atom is one of a few cars on there that have no traction control, no ABS. And so, as a place to start, it wasn't the brightest move from me, apparently. But honestly, man, unbelievably hard. The hardest racing game I've ever played. From that little chunk that I had in game, I was probably in there 15, 20 minutes. I had like a few goes because there's no one there. The geezer was more than happy to just leave me to it. I think it was my 8th lap that I actually put a clean lap in. Not a quick one by any standards, but that was nice. It took me 8 attempts to put a single clean lap in round Brands. And I mean, a lap round that circuit is like, you can do that about a minute. Yeah. It's not a long track at all. It's not that many bends. It is so hard. It's so hard. You can't even floor the trigger down. Like, you just spin out. You just spin out all the time. It's amazingly difficult.
So, what, more simulation than arcade then? Is that what you're saying?
We when we were at Eurogamer 2013, we played Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo, yeah.
And it was set up with all of the assists off in like a roll cage style pod with the steering wheel, the racing seat, and that was really hard, wasn't it? Like, that was rock hard.
That was really, I think we have the lines on as well, where it showed us where to brake.
We had the
we made no fucking
lines
difference.
On.
Yeah.
This is harder than that.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah.
Has it put you off, or...?
It hasn't put me off because I know that I will really like it. But one of the things that I've most been looking forward to from new racing games is that we will get them, me and you and the rest of our mates will get them. And we will play them on like Friday night game night or whatever. You know, we'll play them. We'll race against each other. It'll be really fun. Yeah. It was so taxing and so high in concentration. I don't think that Project Cars will ever be that game. It will never be that. It's not a party game, you know, like because people are going to be in the fucking bushes or the gravel traps or in the wall
Yeah.
a lot. It's not a game to play. Like, it might be fun in that respect. I don't know, but I know. I mean, at the moment, with my circumstances, I have more time than you do to play games, and I think both of us have more time than some of our other mates that are even busier than us. I cannot see them having enough time to
learn
to be able to master this thing.
Yeah, that's
I think
the problem,
we'll play it with them. We'll get to a sort of vaguely competent level. It's just going to be a struggle, and maybe some of the other cars with all the assists on and everything, that's not necessarily the case. From what I can work out, this is a game. This is a hardcore racing game.
Yeah.
Like hardest of hardcore for proper petrol heads.
Yeah.
It's not like Forza. People compared it to Forza before it came out. This Forza is like Outrun in comparison to this thing. Honestly, this is a proper simulation, or even if it isn't a proper simulation, it's just fucking difficult. Probably massively rewarding. I still want it. I know that I would sink hours and hours and hours into it. But yeah, it's a sim. It's a proper sim.
Yeah.
It's the sort of sim that you
Has
buy
it
a
got
wheel for.
like car damage and stuff on it as well then, or can you, because like how F1 can be like the cruel mistress that it is sometimes with that? Has it got that kind of
Every
stuff
time I had a big collision, I never totaled into a wall while I was playing.
Okay.
But I always hit other cars.
Yeah.
And it was hard to tell, really, because I was instantly disqualified as soon as anyone
right. Okay.
like ballooned into me or whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't see much in the way of damage models, but I would guess that there are. The biggest variable was the tyres.
Yeah.
When at the start of each race, when the tyres were cold, it was literally like driving on ice, like sheet ice. It was ridiculous. And then once you get to the sort of second, third lap, then it started feeling like you had some sort of control. But at no point, driving that Atom round Brands Hatch, the whole time I was in the shop, at no point was I ever able to fully depress the trigger. Like at no point could I floor it. Because if you floored it, then the power would too much torque and you spin out.
Yeah.
So it's like a sort of passive aggressive driving, where you've just got to feather everything, and you never really feel like you're going that fast because you're constantly like easing the car around everywhere.
Yeah,
it's hard and probably frustrating, but things have to be frustrating for them to be supremely rewarding when you get it right.
No, I really hope they do put like a demo of this up on the store, because a game like that, like a racing game, just to put like a track or two tracks on or whatever, like all the motorbike games that seem to be going up there at the moment, just put something up so we can play on it and be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's nice. Because
I would like that, but I don't think that they will. I think it would be detrimental because I think most people just dip into a demo rather than put any sort of... The only demos that I ever play for more than about half an hour are the football ones each year when they come out.
Yeah, true.
If you play this, if you had one race on this thing with a sort of demo mentality, then you'd be forgiven for thinking, fuck that. I'm just not willing to invest the time into it. I don't know. It's rock hard. I will get it eventually.
Yeah.
I don't really have the money to get it right now. not on a whim, at least. Yeah. But I'm
you never
pleased
know.
that
By
I've
that
played
point, there might be a demo on the store.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
So, other than that, I've got myself a copy of Thief, which I haven't played yet. I know you've played it before, but I'm going to sink some time into that in the coming week, so I'll probably be talking about that next week.
Enjoy.
But other than the Project Cars, you kind of mixed, weren't you, to that at the time?
Yeah, I think I bought that like on release day or a week after release day because it was really quite cheap. From what I remember, it wasn't that expensive.
That was when there were no games.
Yeah, true. That was when there was no games, and we had Battlefield 4 for a brief amount of time. Yeah, I found it. I enjoyed it, but it didn't feel sneaky enough for me. Or,
oh dear, that's not what I wanted to hear.
No, the thing is, you can do it really sneaky, but I don't know. I just found it really easy just to kill people on it when I didn't want to. But it was hard to find a way around doing that and things like that. I don't know. It was a bit finicky, I'd say, in places.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to giving it a go.
Yeah, definitely, buddy. I think I've still got like the DLC code somewhere if you want it.
I'll let you know.
I kept it for some reason. Don't know why.
We'll know by next week whether I want that code or not.
Yes.
But other than that, I've been playing the PS Plus games.
Cool, buddy.
So the first one that I loaded up was Ether 1.
Sorry, I thought you were going to rate them, like, 1 to, 5?
What, in terms of which ones I like the most?
Yeah, I think you should start.
I can do that from first impressions if you want.
Yeah, go on then. What's the best?
Okay. The best is the Unfinished Swan.
Okay.
Then Hohokum. Then I think Guacamelee. And then probably Ether 1 and then Race the Sun. That's the order I'd put them in.
I see, I would have thought... Well, obviously, I haven't played any of them, well, apart from Guacamelee. But I would have thought, Ether 1 would have been a lot higher up than the others. But
me too.
Obviously not.
No, so I played this, and I was really looking forward to this. As soon as the PS Plus lineup was announced, I was all over this, looking at videos and reading stuff about it, and it sounded really interesting. It's the concept of the game is that you're working in an experimental memory clinic, basically, and your clients or patients are people suffering from dementia. And your job is to go back into their memories and sort of clean them up by looking back through their, things they've experienced. It's a sort of RPG adventure with lots of notes to find, lovely environments, and really interesting concept with cool narration. And yeah, I really liked the look of it. And it is all of those things. It is everything that I just said. It's cool story, cool voice acting stuff, lovely environments. It looks nice in the engine and everything. And that's it, though. That's where it ends, because it feels completely in no way optimized to run on anything at all. Yeah. You get constant frame rate problems. Absolutely ridiculous frame rate issues. I played the game for about an hour and 40, I think, and on 3 separate occasions I managed to break it to the point where I had to quit and reload. I got myself stuck in a corner, there was a bit where I was stuck in a room and I thought I had to climb up on top of something, and once I got up there I couldn't move anymore and I had to reload it, and it had auto-saved shortly after I got on top of the object, so I lost all of my progress in that level and had to load it up again. Graphical glitches, shadow issues, clipping issues. At one point I just walked straight through a building and out into the sea. It's just not finished. It's not finished. And even funnier, I was actually online when all the PS Plus games went live today around lunchtime, and downloaded this straight away. It was the first thing that I downloaded, and the copy that I downloaded, it was clearly not. I don't know if it was wrong or if it was just a day one patch, but that day one patch changed a lot of stuff, because I couldn't download the update file. It wouldn't download. I don't know if they were still uploading it to the store or if there was an error or something. But there were a number of differences. The lighting looked different after I'd finally installed the update. The loading screen was different. It felt even clunkier, to the point where I thought maybe once the update is downloaded, that'll sort the frame rate out a bit, but it didn't. There's sections where it drops down to like 12 frames a second, and it's clunky to control. It feels horrible in my eyes. Like, it feels shit to me, this game. But I'm willing to persevere with it because I really like the story and the environments. And after about an hour and a half's play, I kind of stopped noticing how shite an experience it was gameplay-wise. But that's not really a sparkling review of it.
No.
I'm willing to tolerate it because I think it's interesting. And I think they had wonderful ideas there. And it could have been fantastic. It just feels half-baked, half-worked, a bit broken.
Unfinished. I agree with you on the controls front. Like I said, I played for about like 45 minutes earlier, and I immediately like turned up like the look sensitivity and everything just so I could move around faster. I was constantly running everywhere because I don't know, it felt at that speed it just felt slow and sluggish.
Super slow.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be that slow. If it's I know it's not like an action game and you got to be running around everywhere, but if it's a game where you're moving around, then surely you want to be, you know.
But it's the lack of feedback
a
there as well,
pace.
man. Like, it literally feels just like a camera. It feels like you're a camera. There's no, like, there's a head bobbing option, and that sort of vaguely moves. But one of the very first sections of the game, you set up to sit in this chair to go into someone's consciousness. You look down, you haven't got a body. There's no body there. Like, I felt like a camera in a tech demo.
Yeah,
it didn't feel like there's any physics. You know, when you jump off things, you can't jump over little barriers and stuff. It just feels like,
I know what you're saying on that.
It
like,
feels
I tried
like a tech
jumping
demo.
over the going down the stairs, tried to jump over the corner, and it's like, nope, invisible wall. I'm like, okay. Yeah, it's a shame that these little things. I didn't really have many like glitches or anything like you did. I don't know.
It's possible that I was unlucky. There was a certain mentality there as well. When I broke it the first time, I was so annoyed because I'd not had a good time up until this point.
Yeah,
and we were about half hour in, and it was clunky, and the frame rate had dropped down like sub 20, and then after I got him to a position where I literally couldn't go anywhere or do anything, and I had to reload, there may have been a part of me that was trying to find more bugs, more problems. Definitely. Which I would have happily done for them, by the way, for minimum wage before they had released the game onto the store.
Definitely. But I think I'm looking forward to this game. Like you say, it's got lots of really good ideas and concepts in there, and like the whole like idea of the game where you're going into other people's minds and things like that. That's really cool. You know, it's a little bit different, a bit quirky. I'm all up for games like that, and I think I'll definitely probably I'll definitely play through it all the way.
I think I will. I've just given it a kick in, and I think I will as well.
No, hopefully it'll redeem itself.
I hope so. That'd be nice. But I suspect that
it won't.
Most people who had the experience that I've had today would possibly have deleted it. Certainly wouldn't be playing it again.
Yeah. I mean, it's a different story if you bought the game, but because it's tied into our subscription fee, then there's no obligation to play it. You know, that's the beauty of, and also the curse of being a PS Plus game.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, moving on to the next thing, Unfinished Swan, which has been out for ages, and a lot of people maybe bought it beforehand, but it was added to PS Plus this month. By far my favourite of the 5 games they've given us. A little caveat, I actually had Hohokum already.
Cheeks.
So that doesn't feel like PS Plus to me, really. But yeah, Unfinished Swan, awesome game. Really like this thing. It's Yeah, you kind of you're a boy in a story, and you can fire paint at shit to find your way through the levels, and that's cool. I don't really think I need to say any more about it. First person paint shooting game. Cool story, cool music, cool puzzles and levels and everything. Feels like I played this straight after Ether 1, and the difference in the controls and the polish and everything
Feels a lot smoother.
just ridiculous. Like, you couldn't compare the two things. One of them felt like a proper game, and the other one felt like an alpha demo.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that. I played Race the Sun. That is a it's like a glorified mobile game. You're a little flying ship. You got to fly towards the sun, dodging stuff. It's like a sort of infinite runner.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is. It's nice to have. And I did this when Tower of Guns came out. I was like, yeah, it is what it is. It's, you know, it's just a glorified, like,
shooter game, isn't it?
And then I sunk like 10 hours into that, so we'll see, won't we? But yeah, it's nice enough. It does what it's supposed to, but it's not exactly spectacular. Ho-Hokum, yeah, I haven't played Ho-Hokum today because I've played lots of Ho-Hokum before, and I played that at Eurogamer 2013 as well. It's you're a flying snake, and it's very colourful. That's
Looks weird.
It's cool. It's it's I don't really know what it is. But it is cool. It's fun. But I kind of have my fill already. So.
Yeah.
But definitely try it though, man. Like,
I'll definitely give it a go. For free. Well, no, not for free. But yeah.
Yeah, near enough. And Guacamelee, I've only played about 10-15 minutes of before we came onto the podcast. So I won't talk about that, but I wouldn't have anyway, because you've more than covered that on the podcast already. I will say next week I really like Guacamelee, probably, and then we'll leave it at that. But I think everyone's had their fill there. So
yes, I believe so.
And I think that's it. Yeah, I think that is it.
No, like, shitty old racing games this week.
No.
Sure?
I haven't actually played very much this week. Like, all of that PS Plus stuff was today, the day we're recording. I haven't been online hardly at all, have I, this week? So I haven't played very much at all. I had a little go of Killzone Mercenaries actually on the Vita.
Oh yeah, what did you think?
Yeah, I quite liked it. It took me a good sort of 20 minutes to get used to it because you know, tiny sticks, giant thumbs.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult to get your head around, just the controls. I ended up turning the sensitivity on that up quite a lot as well, I think. From what I remember.
I found myself waiting to aim at stuff, and yeah, it's. I think if you regularly play on a Vita, then you know you're going to be fairly adept at dealing with that. But to me, the difference in the size of the sticks and everything on something where you need to be as precise as a shooter, I was really struggling. I'm sure I'd get the hang of it eventually. But cool game, graphics very nice, aren't they, for a handheld?
Yeah, for a handheld, very good. Definitely impressed with them. But yeah, it doesn't feel like a handheld game, or it shouldn't be a handheld game. It's not made... first-person shooters are... Yeah, don't really work on them. Let's just say that.
I think, I mean, as an example, Ellen does most of her gaming on the Vita. Yeah. And it's made her want Shadowfall. Because she really likes it, and
cool.
She's got a PS4, but she doesn't really get much time to play on it. So yeah,
nice,
cool. And now it's time for Fonz or Phoenix.
I know it this week. I don't need to check. It's fine.
Yeah, we've talked about this already. I thought that we had to chuck it in. As we said last week, we haven't really covered much of this Konami-Kojima, whatever it is, because we don't know what it is. But what we do know for sure now is that the PT demo has now been removed from PSN across all territories. It went offline from the US store first and disappeared shortly afterwards in EU territories. So even if you delete it, normally it'll stay in your game library with the little arrow beside it, and you can download it again in the future. And when you delete it, it still says that you can do that. But when you try to activate that download, it'll come up with an error message. It seems Konami have just literally burned it out of existence.
And it's just like, nah, no more. It's gone.
No more. So, I think if you look back at the new gen platforms since their launch, I would suggest that the PT demo is the thing that got people the most excited. Yeah. Since the PS4 came out, since the Xbox One came out, the thing that has been the pinnacle, the most interesting thing, the most exciting thing was that demo. People were in a frenzy about that thing.
The buzz about that on the internet was ridiculous. Like, you had whole communities trying to finish that game, like constantly just like updating each other with, oh, what's going on now? Right, I'm on this bit. How do we do that? Oh, has anyone done this bit yet? And that hasn't happened on any other game yet. And
totally brought people together, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And now that it's gone, like, I don't know. It's gone, isn't it?
Fuck knows, mate.
Well, I got it, so I'm fine.
Yeah, I've got it as well. But you can't delete it now. I know Eurogamer did a thing last week where someone on there deleted it. And they were dared to delete it to see if they could re-download it, and at the time they could. Yeah. But now it's literally just gone. It's been banished from the store with today's update.
Yes, indeed.
I've no idea what's going on there. If you haven't been following this, PT was a demo. No one really knew what it was at the time. It was really clever, interesting, sort of single corridor horror game. One of the scariest games I've ever played. Given away for nothing as a demo, and then shortly afterwards it was revealed that it was a sort of
playable
demo
teaser.
Yes, that's right. That's what PT stands for. Thanks very much.
Or was it playable trailer? I can't remember. Teaser trailer? Something like that.
I think it was teaser for Silent Hills, which was going to be the new Silent Hill game from Konami and Kojima. And then there's been this fairly public falling out. Public in that it's been a public falling out, but no one knows
what's going on.
Yeah. So we can't even, wouldn't want to even speculate. It seems
like Konami are just like ripping off the band-aid of Kojima. To me, they're just like trying to disown anything that he's related to, obviously apart from Metal Gear, because obviously that's got to come out to make some money. But everything else, they're just like, yeah, that's gone. Bye.
They seem very angry, don't they?
Yeah.
We don't know what's going on there, but it's a fucking phoenix that it's been removed from the store, because it was a really cool boon for the PlayStation. It was a cool demo. It was exciting, and for it to have all amounted to nothing, and now they've just deleted it and are just sort of pretending like it never happened. That is a phoenix.
Indeed. Boom.
And now it's time for the news.
The news.
Oh, lovely.
Yes, the news.
And number one this week, this happened on Thursday last week, which last Thursday. So, we recorded the podcast a day early.
On the Wednesday, yes.
Yeah, this would have been on last week's podcast if I hadn't been out
Oh well.
Gallivanting. Anyway, Watchdogs 2 appears on Ubisoft employees' CV.
Okay.
What do you think?
I don't know. Watchdogs 1 was pretty shit. I don't know about number 2. I mean, the problem with Watchdogs is it's now bundled with Unity for about £25. I mean, they're two games that aren't very good. And that's why they're only.
And Unity's not very old.
Yeah, Unity's not very old at all. Watch Dogs 2, maybe it's going to be a lot better. I mean, I should hope so, I guess.
This isn't really news, is it? They were going to make a Watch Dogs 2. And you would presume that they were working on it right now. Or did you think that they wouldn't?
I don't know. It's Ubisoft.
What you got to remember is
different.
we thought it was a bit shite because it was a bit shite, but it was also like the biggest selling new IP. Like it was one of the biggest selling games of last year. So regardless of what we thought of it, it was actually a success. It was a massive success. So
true.
I think they were always. It's Ubisoft. Like they were always going to be making a new one. Maybe it's a little surprising that they're working on it already. I don't know.
Well, I guess it ties into the like Assassin's Creed crowd, and you know that type of Call of Duty gamer, where they just buy stuff because they think it looks cool.
Allegedly in the same universe as well. Apparently, Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Could be interesting. Probably won't be.
Oh yeah, well Assassin's Creed is all like the going back in time, not going back in time, but through the what's the name of the machine? Asperger's machine.
The Asperger's, that's the one. Yeah. The Asperger's.
Machine. So yeah, I guess they could be. I don't see why not. That'd be a cool crossover.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they said that. They confirmed that it is in the same universe. They didn't say that they were going to act
all the
upon
towers you could
There's
fucking
gonna be fucking
climb.
towers everywhere, mate. Get the crew
Fucking
involved
towers
as well.
coming out the wazoo.
Yeah, get the crew involved.
Yeah, mate.
Have an island off the coast for Far Cry as well.
Yeah. Let's just get the whole gang in there. Get Rayman in. He's Ubisoft, isn't he?
Get Rayman. He's a much more interesting character.
Indeed. Yeah, so Watch Dogs 2. Brilliant. Can't wait. I'll buy that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's better. Number 2, Sony have released new figures. This is the third time that Sony have released new figures since the last time Microsoft released any. The new Sony figures are that the PS4 has hit 22.3 million sales worldwide.
Wow.
14.8 million of those were in the last financial year, and over 2 million were in the UK alone, considering what a small little place we are.
That's quite impressive.
We are small and little.
Yeah.
Microsoft still haven't updated their sales. The last time they did so was in November last year.
I think the good thing that Sony have managed to do is get like a lot of the gamers on board, because Sony's always been like a casual gamers machine. Like obviously the original PlayStation and the PS2, like everyone had them. Like anyone that played any type of game had those consoles because they were the ones then. But then obviously the 360 came out, and that was more of a gaming console, I guess. And I guess the original Xbox as well was also a bit more of a gamer's machine because it had more like components in it that could be upgraded if you opened it up, kind of thing, which I did. Yeah, cheeky. Yeah, I know. But so the PS4 already had like the not casual market, but the social kind of gamer. You know, the not so hardcore, I guess you could call it. And now obviously it had that market, and it's grabbed a load of us as well, which are like serious gamers. So yeah, you can see why those numbers have, where those numbers have really come from, I guess. If you look at it like that.
It's a mixture of things. The first one being that misstep all that time ago, all those months ago, when Microsoft came barreling out on stage with all their TV bullshit, with their Kinect bundle, and then just the fact that the PlayStation is at this point, we're a year and a half in now, and the PS4 is still running cross-platform games better, at a higher resolution, sometimes at a higher frame rate. That's it. It's, as a gaming device at this moment in time, it is better. It's factually, scientifically better. It's not a matter of opinion, because every time a new game is launched, it comes out and says it's 1080p on this one, it's 900p on this one, whatever. I don't know how you can't spin that,
No.
There's no way to spin that, and they need to find a way of evening the playing field there, because I think it's proven in the past that if one of the two platforms is out in front, then it tends to be detrimental rather than anything else. You want them to be even and pushing each other on all the time. That's not really happening at the moment.
No, I don't.
But it's great stuff in terms of sales figures for Sony.
Yeah.
Hey mate,
well, impressive.
People just don't buy consoles anymore. The console gaming is dying, mate. There's just people aren't interested anymore. It's just going to sort of.
Are you being sarcastic a little bit there? Just coach. I thought you were being serious at first, and I was like, wait.
I get that a lot.
He's pulling my leg.
Okay, next. I'm not going to say number 3 because it's tradition for me to say number 1, number 2, and then never refer to numbers again. Dead Island 2 delayed until 2016. This, of course, is not being made by Techland. They've come out with Dying Light, which has been reasonable success, hasn't it?
Yeah,
this is
definitely.
Jaeger, who made Spec Ops: The Line, which I quite liked.
Not a bad game.
It's been available for pre-order forever, hasn't it, on the PlayStation Store, Dead Island 2.
Yes.
It popped on there months ago, but no one had heard anything about it for ages. It's not much of a surprise that it's been delayed. I've seen some gameplay footage. I can't remember where it was. It might have been Gamescom last year, or not sure, but it didn't look very good.
Yeah.
So it's possibly best. Have you followed any of this Dead Island stuff? We played the original, didn't we? It was like a sort of B movie. It was shit but fun.
Yeah, and that's what it was, going back to the whole Dead Island syndrome, where it sold like hotcakes because it was the only game out after summer. It was okay. Not great. It was fun, co-op zombie slashing. Hadn't really done that before. I'm trying to think of another game. Obviously, Left 4 Dead. But I mean, like a RPG style game. It was cool, but there was so many issues with it, and we got Riptide, and played that, and I think we only played that for like 2 hours and gave up on it because it wasn't great.
It was the same game, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the second one. There was another one that came out called Escape Dead Island, but I never heard of that. And looking at the reviews, I'm glad I didn't, because Eurogamer gave it 2 out of 10. Game Informer gave it 2 out of 10.
Jesus.
Yeah. IGN 6.8 out of 10.
Whee! There you go.
Polygon 2 out of 10.
That's journalism. Well done.
So I'm glad we definitely didn't play that one. So I'm not fussed by this being delayed at all. If I wanted to play a zombie game, I'd pick up Dying Light at some point. But I don't want to play a fucking zombie game because I'm sick of zombies, mate.
No.
As everyone already knows.
There's been a lot of it about.
Yes, indeed.
So we'll move on, and we will move on to Project Ukulele, which is the spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie. There are rumours that there's going to be a Banjo-Kazooie as well. But this is from a team that used to work for Rare, kind of jumped ship because they were presumably sick of making shite Kinect games.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not fair. They weren't
forced by
shite Kinect
Microsoft.
games. You can't make a good Kinect game.
It's true.
It's been proven that that's an impossibility. Anyway, they broke ranks. They headed off, started their own thing up. Project Ukulele, 3D platformer, cartoony thing. Went on to Kickstarter this week, asking for 175 grand. And at the time of recording, that project is on 1.4 million pounds.
Yeah, they've smashed it, really, haven't they?
Yeah, they just about snuck it. Yeah, just about got there.
I went on this.
Have you seen anything about this?
Yeah, I actually went on it like before they hit the target, and I was like, you know what, I might buy that. And then I looked at when it was going to be released, and it wasn't going to be till like I think it was like August or something next year. I'm like, meh, I'll just wait. Because it was clearly going to get funded, and I was like, I don't want to put my money towards it now. And I think it was like 20 quid or 15 quid for the console version. I think it was 20 quid. Well, it was £5 more for the console version instead of the PC version. And I was like, meh, I'll just wait. I'm not fussed. But whilst on Kickstarter, I did find another game that looked better. I don't think this game looks that great. It's funny because you just said it. When I read it, I don't read it as in ukulele. I don't know how I read it, but not like that. But it makes more sense the way you read it. So I'm not going to embarrass myself.
It's got the dual thing that Banjo-Kazooie. There was two characters.
Yeah,
that's why
exactly.
And it's the same with this. There's a Euchre and there's a Lele.
Yeah.
So, it looks cool. These boys know what they're doing when it comes to this sort of thing.
Yeah, it reminds me of like Spyro Adventure, obviously Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie and all that lot. It looks nice.
Gex.
But I don't know if it's for me. I don't know if I'm past that. I don't know. But I found myself not giving them any money and looking elsewhere. I don't know why. But
That's fair enough.
I did find a game called Space Dust Racers.
Right.
And I don't know why. It's like a Micro Machines game. It's made by a bunch of Aussie chaps that used to work for EA. It looks like they worked on Battlefield 4, Need for Speed Rivals and stuff like that. And they broke away. Or was there something that happened in the EA? Was it Melbourne or something? Did that shut down? I remember something in Australia getting shut down. Was it?
I do not remember.
Pandemic or something like that. Anyway, they probably worked somewhere and something happened and they fucked off. But this looks really cool. Like a really simple, just racer Micro Machine style. It looks really funny. Graphics looks like swish and slick.
Is it like the sort of top-down isometric type thing?
Yeah, kind of thing. It looks really nice, and you can have up to 16 players, and you're like, what? You can't have 16 controllers. You don't need to, because apparently you can use your smartphone as a controller.
Okay.
There's like one of those ID things that you take a photo of, I don't know what they are, the barcode things, and it just links into
QR
the game.
code.
Yeah, whatever that is. And
Okay.
you take a picture of that on your phone or whatever, and then boom, you're in, and you got all the controls on your mobile ready to play. And that's 16 players local and also online. I'm like, you know what? That's not bad.
Yeah, we do like our little sort of indie racers. We had that little Racers Street, didn't we, on the 360? That was cool.
Exactly. And like we're missing something like that at the moment. And let me just find out. I think it is $19 no, for PC, 25 Australian dollars, which is the same as roughly 20 US dollars, which is about 15, 16 pounds. I don't know.
A bit less than that, I think.
Yeah.
Like maybe 13. Something like that.
And estimated delivery is January 2016. So they haven't got their fully funded yet. They're a long way off, but there's still 22 days to go. So I don't know. I'm very tempted to chuck them like 15 quid. To be honest,
I do wonder if maybe we should add a section on here where we promote a Kickstarter.
Yeah, I
each
think
week.
so.
That'd be quite nice because there's plenty of projects on there that are worthy of fundage.
Yeah, definitely. It's just another way of people knowing about these awesome games that may or may not be created. And yeah, this one looks cool. I thought I'd just throw that in there.
Totally. Yeah. No, that's cool. Let's move on then to Rock Band 4. The first screenshots of Rock Band 4. They're going to have a proper reveal on the 15th of May.
Yeah.
So that won't be in time for our next podcast, but I'm sure we'll be talking about it the week after that. It looks exactly the same as the old Rock Bands to me, just upscaled, slightly nicer. You know, the art style's the same. The fretboard looks the same. The notes look the same. It just looks like Rock Band. Completely different to Guitar Hero, where they've changed everything.
Completely changed it all. But yeah, it is just.
Are you looking at it?
Yeah, I'm just looking at it now.
It looks exactly the same, doesn't it?
There's no difference whatsoever.
It could be the same game if you just showed me that screenshot and I just had a glance.
Yeah, like the star meter and stuff.
Yeah. So obviously Harmonix, by the looks of that, and the fact that they haven't got any sort of innovations with their peripherals. They're talking about backwards compatibility.
Yeah, and then they got
Guitar Hero. They're going down the road of we need to innovate, or we need to make it different at least. I'm not sure innovation's the right word for what looks a bit money grabbing to me. Whereas Harmonix are like, we reckon that everyone got tired of it, but we don't think we need to do anything new. We reckon there's been a 5-year gap and that will solve the problem of lack of interest, and now we bring a new one out, and they may well be right.
Yeah, we shall see.
I just don't know.
It'll be interesting.
But we'll be keeping an eye on that, and be interesting to see the reveal event, although I'm expecting it to be Rock Band, so
possibly.
Yeah. I don't expect to be surprised by anything, but yeah. Next, Sega are not going to have a booth at this year's E3.
Did they have one at the previous E3s?
I believe so, otherwise this wouldn't be news.
Okay. What does Sega do any day? What do they do at the moment?
Mate, they do all sorts. There's new Sonics and all sorts, mate.
So Sonic, you're saying they do Sonic?
No, they do Football Manager and Sonic and Football Manager. They don't need anything else. They've got Football Manager.
Okay, cool. Okay.
They're not going to have a booth, but their games are still going to be on display at other publishers and stuff.
So Sonic and Football Manager.
Sonic and Football Manager.
Cool.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Next. Nvidia are giving away Arkham Knight and The Witcher 3 to anyone who buys a GTX 970 or 980. That's cool.
Yeah, man, definitely. If you're in the scope for a new graphics card, an Nvidia one, I've heard that these ones, the 970 and 980, are reasonable to good. I believe.
I've heard that the 980 is some sort of fucking monster.
Yes.
Which would set you back somewhere in the region of 450 quid at this
mate.
point.
Why not? Fuck it.
970 is £280, which isn't that expensive for a high-end graphics card.
No, it's pretty decent. But
I look at this differently now, man, because I did that article a few weeks ago on console versus PC, and I priced it up, and I know you build a new PC right now and you buy that 970.
Yep.
that'll last you 5 years, and you will end up better off than a console gamer. Even though you're going to be shelling out like $1,000 off the bat, you'll end up better off.
But you would have lost like an immense amount of hair and, you know, be so stressed from all the fucking patching and searching of forums.
Driver updates. Compatibility issues.
Yeah, everything just
it's
going
true.
wrong all the time. So, yes, if you want to save money but lose hair, go that way.
PC gaming.
Yeah,
Yep.
man.
Either way, it's cool that Nvidia are giving 2 full-price brand new games away with their
definitely,
graphics
man.
cards, because those aren't unreasonable prices for high-end graphics cards. So it's not like it's not a sweetener. It's just class.
Yes. Well done.
Next up, EA have done their financial review release of figures, presumably broadcast from the gates of hell.
Nice.
And they have confirmed the release windows of various games that we already pretty much knew the release windows of, but we will cover them anyway because that's what we do. So the new Need for Speed game is coming this autumn.
Time for Christmas. Nice.
Yep. Mirror's Edge is coming Q1 next year. Vaguely remember someone predicting that in a predictions for E3 article a few weeks ago on justiceforgamers.com.
Possibly, buddy.
Could have happened. FIFA, Madden, NHL, all out between July and September this year. Of course they are, we knew that.
Yep.
Titanfall not out till next year at the earliest, possibly not even till the year after that. Which is interesting, more pertinent to us this time round because it's not console exclusive, the second one, as far as I'm aware. So Titanfall 2 will be coming to PS4.
I read somewhere that Titanfall was guaranteed an early 2016 release. I can't remember where.
Well, when did you read that?
I believe it was today.
Oh, okay. Well, that may well usurp my my news. Either way, it's not coming out this year.
It's my news now.
He's taken over the news. He's editing the truth.
No, there you go. Sorry, Titanfall not expected before April 2016. You are correct, buddy.
Literally the sentence I just said. Cool.
No. Editing the truth, 2015.
They also said that they expect Battlefront to sell at least 9 to 10 million before April 2016. I think there's a Battlefield. Is there a Battlefield coming out as well as a Battlefront before the end of the year?
I don't know. Surely not. They've only just released like Hardline.
I suppose. Yeah, I suppose.
That would be really dumb.
Either way, they're all about it. I'd imagine Battlefield 5 will be like Christmas 2016. That'll be the next one.
Yeah.
Either way, when you read EA's games in a list, you see the sort of strength of their position in the marketplace, and fair play to them. They got some cracking franchises, and there's lots of exciting games coming out.
Nice. I love games.
Yeah, you do. Finally, have you seen this Tony Hawk's news?
Yeah.
I'd imagine you are massively skeptical, stroke, completely fucking uninterested after they took what was basically one of your favourite game franchises and slowly just pummeled it to death.
Yeah, I mean, going back to what we're talking about, game demos, like game demos that we played the most. Tony Hawk's 2, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. I played the demo of that fucking until the disc wouldn't work, mate. That's how much. It was the Marseille level, I think, the French skate park, and
I remember it well. Was that PS2 disc or PS1
PS1,
with the black on
mate,
the bottom?
that was, yeah, the black ones. And
that's right.
Yeah. Man, that game was so good, and then they just totally fucked it with like American Wasteland and all the other crap. It was.
They ran out of ideas and they fucked it with gimmicks.
Yeah, that's the problem. And I love this thing that they're on about not GTA, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. How many years is it after? It's like 13 years after Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, I think it is, or something like that.
It's a long time.
And they're coming out and saying like, yeah, we're taking it back to the roots. We're going to make it good again. And then after that, they say we're going to involve like rocket missiles and power-ups. I'm like, oh, fuck. You ruined it. Why would you do that?
They've literally come out and said two completely opposite things.
Yeah.
And they've said one sentence where they're like, we're taking it back to its roots, we're going to keep it, it's going to be a return to the glory days of Tony Hawk's.
Yeah.
And then in the following sentence, they've followed it up with the gimmick bullshit that was in stuff like
and the ability to shoot
American
projectiles.
Shoot.
Fuck, why?
Yeah.
I tell you what,
presumably
Tony Hawk's
that'd
can
be bollocks.
fucking do one. Just give me Skate 4 and I'll be happy. Come on, EA. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just fucking do
Fair
it.
play. I didn't want to end the news on a downer, but unfortunately we are.
I'm not even going to pretend to be like excited about this. Like, I'd love a new like skateboarding game. I mean, Ollie Ollie isn't really a skateboarding game, but I bought it, the first one, and then I didn't play the second one. Well, I did for a bit, but I couldn't get. I'd had enough from the first one for the second one. But I'd love a new skateboarding game or extreme sport game. Is there like a snowboarding game on the current gen consoles yet?
Not yet, no. They did kind of reboot SSX though, didn't they, on the PS3 before the new gens came out?
I guess so.
Maybe we'll get one of those. That'd be nice.
Yeah, but I need something different than like normal games, like an extreme sport. I think that's what I'm saying. So yeah, good news, but probably not.
Probably not. Fair enough. And that is the end of the news. So, out this week, we've got Inside My Radio on the PC, which is a rhythm action platform adventure developed by Seven Studio and published by Iceberg Interactive.
Intriguing. Tell me more.
So that's nice.
Or not.
No. It looks like a cool 2D platform game.
Okay.
It's got a rhythm thing going on. We're both big Sound Shapes fans, but that's PC, not PS4, so you might be able to play it, but I certainly bloody can't on on my old technology. Final Fantasy, is it 10/10-2?
It's 10 and 8.
Okay, Final Fantasy 10 and 8.
I don't think
HD
it is
remaster, PS4.
I don't think it's X-2. I think it should be though.
X-2. Well, I mean, if X is 10, then X-2 is 8. And you cannot deny that. That's just factual. So, Final Fantasy 10/8. Yep, we're going with it. Final Fantasy 10/8 HD remaster on the PS4. I couldn't give a fuck about that at all, or Final Fantasy.
No, technically the way you've written it is Final Fantasy 10/8.
10 divided by 8.
So it's 10/8, which is 1 1/4. Technically.
You have a spectacular way of completely derailing a conversation.
I'm just saying, that's what it's written as. It's Final Fantasy 1/4 HD remaster.
Final Fantasy 1/4 is coming out on PS4 this week. It's an HD remaster. But I don't even care about Final Fantasy at all.
I don't believe it.
No
Yeah,
interest
what's
in it
next?
whatsoever. No, The Last of Us Left Behind. It's the DLC for The Last of Us that was bundled in with the disc copy that we had.
Yes.
It's now coming out standalone, so you can buy that. That's nice.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like that.
It's cool that they've done that.
I like this whole standalone shit. It's nice. You know, it means I haven't got to buy the whole game.
It is preferable, isn't it? To
Yeah.
you know, and it's also quite nice for people who are still kind of making a habit of buying physical copies, because it means they can trade in shit and still play the DLC when it comes out.
That's true. Another bonus. Maybe that should be next week's Fonz standalone.
That could be a Fonz. I like that.
Let's
It
do
saves me trying to think of another one.
There you go. Jackpot.
Love it. Next, Project Cars is out on Xbox One, PS4, and PC.
Not Wii U.
We don't need to talk about that. And the Wii U eventually. No launch date yet. It's not coming out on Wii U. And Ultratron is coming out on PS4, PS3, and Vita. And Axiom Verge, which recently came out on PS4, is coming out on PC this week. Got some actual genuinely big games coming out this week, like Final Fantasy 1.25 and Project Cars. Of course, The Witcher 3 is next week. That's going to be an interesting one.
Yes, I believe so.
And Not a Hero as well. It comes out on PC this week.
Cool.
I'd forgotten about that. That's a cool 2D game with a lot of humour in it. I like the look of that a lot. So that's out this week.
Nice.
When I hold you near, I can conceive every little.
Do you have a question for us here at the Justice for Gamers podcast? Every week we'll be ending the show with questions and comments sent in by you. Pop us a message on one of our social media sites or send an email to contact@justiceforgamers.com and we'll do our best to sort you out. And now it's time for questions and answers. We've got 3 questions this week. And the first one is from Simon, and he asks, do you think reviews are as important as they used to be? He says he just watches videos on YouTube now and doesn't pay much notice to like magazine style reviews and stuff. Do you still read reviews?
Nah, not really. I mean, like, actual physical magazines and media is pretty much
no.
dead
I mean,
now.
like website. Would you go on websites and read reviews or whatever?
If it's a game that I'm interested in, then yeah, I'm like, whereas when I used to get magazines, I'd pretty much read it cover to cover because that was like the only source of information. Whereas now, there's way too much information to like, so it's quite hard to pick out what stuff I want to read. So it's more like skimming through most stuff and then reading it. But yeah, video reviews are great, just because you get to see shit as well. Obviously,
that's the answer, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because he says he watches videos, not necessarily of reviews. He'll look up some reviews and stuff, but he'll mainly be looking at gameplay footage and kind of gauging things himself.
Yeah.
Really decent, in-depth game reviews. Something that IGN should certainly be praised for, in that they will regularly accompany their written review with a video review, which is just the person who wrote the written review reading it, but over gameplay footage and footage that's pertinent to what they're talking about. I really like that, and I still read reviews. I still read previews. I read loads of stuff, probably more than I need to. But I don't know. To be honest, it's difficult because so many people are writing stuff now. So many people have blogs, so many people have opinions. Metacritic kind of compiles everything and they take into account literally anyone, you know. You don't even have to be reputable to have an opinion on things anymore. And, you know, people like us, we're just a couple of fellas, and I'm not suggesting our opinion's any less valuable than anyone else's, but at the same time, we're not traditional games journalists, you know, with years of experience of reviewing games. We've got years of experience of playing them, but not of reviewing them. It's more difficult now, probably because of just the number of sources of opinions. And we live in a society where everyone wants to give their opinion about everything all the time, even if they don't know very much about it. And you can't beat gameplay footage. You can look at it, it's showing you exactly what you're going to get. At the same time, I think there's still a place for reviewers. You just have to find the people that you can trust, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing. You need to find someone that you can either relate to, or you know, you trust their opinion, and then probably stick with them. I mean, it's like having like a favourite author or director or whatever, but just a favourite games journalist. Maybe JFG Alex. You know, that guy's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's about finding someone who, it's not even a trust thing, it's not even a moral thing, it's someone who aligns with your style of play. It's someone who likes the sort of things that you like, because the best chance of you finding out whether you're going to like something is from someone who likes playing the same sort of stuff as you. So
yeah.
There's you can't really beat that sort of sense of perspective.
No, I don't think so. But yeah, so reviews, I still think they're important, but they're just not read as much, and they're not like the holy Bible of things, because there's so many other means of media out there now that people.
That's the strange thing, really, isn't it? Like the reviews themselves are probably considered less important now, but review scores are still considered so important that a lot of publishers will base developer bonuses and stuff on Metacritic scores and that sort of thing.
It's weird, though, isn't it?
It's pretty backward in that respect.
But yeah, I don't know. Exactly.
Yep. Next, we have a question from Paul, and he says, do you remember the Genie, the old cartridge thingy, and are there any good retro consoles that you can get now? Do you have any old consoles? Have you got an old SNES in the loft, or
yeah, I think I still got
Drive, or
like my NES, my SNES. I think the N64's knocking about somewhere.
Oh shit, man! So yeah, you've still got a bit of a collection there.
Yeah, I always feel sad when people say like the N64 is like a retro console, because I don't think it is. Like the NES is a retro console because it's all like 8-bit, and that's what retro is. Like the N64 was like doing 3D graphics and stuff, you know. That's not retro. That's just like, you know, old and shit. I don't know. But yeah, no, I've still got like my old collection. I think I've still got my like original Game Boy knocking about somewhere, with Tetris.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, what does he mean by any good retro consoles? What, if there's any new ones?
Well, I took it to mean I saw there's this Retron thing. I've had a little look around, and because you can buy consoles now with sort of HDMI outputs that will play old cartridges from old consoles. Some of them will even let you plug in the original gamepads and stuff.
That's cool.
And you cannot underestimate the difference it makes to have a proper HDMI out on these things. Like some of these games look genuinely gorgeous. You know, some old sort of SNES Mega Drive games, the sort of the 16-bit stuff especially. You chuck that through, upscaling through a 1080p television through an HDMI cable, they can look fantastic. And The one that seems to be the sort of jack of all trades is the Retron 5 from Hyperkin. I think this is about 150 quid in this country to buy, so you probably need to be fairly well into your gaming, your retro gaming to want one. But this will play all manner of different cartridges. So if you're the sort of person who's got a load of old Master System games, a load of old SNES games, it's got slots along the top of it for all the different cartridge styles. It'll play them all in a single UI. There's even ports on the front where you can plug your old SNES controller in, or your Master System or your Mega Drive controller. It runs Game Boy stuff, Game Boy Advance, all that stuff as well. Very cool system, and I haven't actually used one, but I've read quite a fair bit about them because I've got a few cartridges up in the loft as well, and it does exactly what you would expect it to do, and apparently it does it very well.
Yeah, it looks really weird, doesn't it?
It's a strange looking beast, isn't it? But I'd imagine it'd be quite difficult to make something with that many sort of slots and ports and stuff on it.
It's pretty cool though. I mean, if I had loads of money and all my old games and stuff, I'd probably pick one up. Yeah.
I mean, if you have a decent library of cartridges and stuff, you'd be surprised how expensive a lot of these old cartridges are.
Oh god, yeah, they're silly money.
There was a period about 10-15 years ago where you could go to a boot fair and pick up all these old like Mega Drive games for like 50p a pop. You'll find now a lot of the time, if you want to go and buy like Sonic 2 or whatever, it might cost you a tenner to buy that, which for like a sort of 25-30-year-old game, it's pretty mental.
Yeah, definitely.
But if you've got a big library already, then this is kind of perfect for you. It's worth looking into anyway.
Yeah.
Paul finally also asks, are there any good gaming TV shows now? He says he used to watch Gamesmaster. So did I. Did you?
Yeah, mate. Nightmare. Was it Nightmare?
You watched Nightmare?
Yeah. That was the
That wasn't a gaming show. I suppose it was a video game.
Yeah, mate.
It was a quiz show, wasn't it? It wasn't about video games.
It wasn't about video games, but it was a video game. Yeah.
It was.
Not a very good one. There's that one that you know of, and I know of, but I don't know the name of it.
It's Video Game Nation. It's currently airing on Challenge.
That's it, yeah.
It's Dan Mayer who is the host for that, and he's Mr. Pointy Head, and we know him because on 360 they used to all of their video content. It was hosted, and he was one of the hosts on there.
Yes, with AC Bongos, was it? I think.
Yeah,
the bald guy.
Yeah.
I used to like them. They were good. That was good, informative.
They were good. The other guy was Andy Farrant, and he is now he used to be at Inside Xbox, which I think got closed down, and they kind of stayed together and made Outside Xbox. So now they're an unofficial sort of thing.
Xbox.
Even though I don't have an Xbox anymore, I do actually watch most of their content on YouTube, and that's kind of where I was going to go with this.
Yeah, gaming TV shows, YouTube.
Gaming TV shows is YouTube. Go on YouTube. Video Gamer, they put out some cracking content on YouTube. Eurogamer as well, great stuff on there.
IGN,
I really
fantastic for fucking everything that isn't computer games.
Yeah. Yeah. I like Jim Sterling. I watch a lot of his stuff. There's a whole host of different people to watch on there. Outside Xbox, as I said, that's a really good show. It's always very interesting.
That's it, PlayStation Access and all that lot, giving you all the updated stuff on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so YouTube is the new gaming TV shows for now.
Yeah, and it's actually much better than any of the old shows were. You can look at them with sort of rose-tinted spectacles, but none of those shows were actually very good.
No.
Although Gamesmaster was pretty
Gamesmaster
cool.
was ledge. No question.
Walking to Mockingbird Lane.
So I think that'll about do us for this special anniversary, the 10th anniversary edition of the Justice for Gamers podcast. Have you had a nice time, Ash? It's nice to have you back at full fitness.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm glad I've got Wolfenstein to play for next week.
Yeah.
I'm going to get me teeth into that. Kill some Nazis. Can't wait.
Yeah, got all the PS Plus to be getting on with as well. I've got a Thief to be getting on with.
Yeah.
Might sell a kidney and get Project Cars at some point in the next few days.
Possibly. Yeah, we'll see.
But we hope you've enjoyed the show, and we hope you'll join us next week. You can find us at www.justiceforgamers.com. We are Facebook/JusticeForGamers, Twitter/JusticeForGamer, or it's at JusticeForGamer, isn't it, on Twitter?
Yes.
We've got a YouTube channel. Search Justice for Gamers, because we're still at the position where it's a selection of random numbers and digits and
because we need people to
capitals
subscribe, buddy. We only have 8, you know.
They will when they see our Outlast content, buddy. That's the watershed moment for us.
True.
Thanks very much for listening. And until next week, it is goodbye from me, and it is goodbye from Ash.
Goodbye.
See ya. Candy bars. You've been listening to the Justice for Gamers podcast with Ash and me, Alex. We release this every Sunday night, so you can preload it for the week ahead. To find out more, head to justiceforgamers.com, Facebook/JusticeForGamers, or Twitter @JusticeForGamer. If you have anything interesting to say, pop an email to contact@justiceforgamers.com, and if you could write us a review on iTunes, we'd be forever in your debt. Have a cracking week, and we'll catch you next time.